Like any model of the disease, how this particular model plays out depends on a number of assumptions and parameters that are quite difficult to know in practice, although we've done our best to source good estimates for these. And some of these factors may also be sensitive to local conditions. The first of these concerns the percentage of infected people who have symptoms so minor that even they don't know they've actually got the disease at all. They remain infectious, of course, and pass the disease on, but they don't stop contacting other people in the population, and they certainly don't go and get themselves tested for the disease. The second factor allows you to change the relative infectiousness of people who are very early in the development of the disease and those who are later on in its development but have mild symptoms. There is some indicative evidence that the disease may be rather more infectious in that early stage than it is later on. When that evidence becomes clearer, you'll be able to use that factor to make an adjustment. The third factor is really fundamental. It's right in the middle of the R0 calculation of the disease, and that is the percent of contact events that happen where the virus could be passed on but actually is. So you may have the virus, you may contact other people, but not everybody that you contact necessarily catches the virus from you. This parameter is very closely linked to the normal contact rates that occur between people. Effectively, if one of them goes up, then the other one has to come down by the same proportion to leave the results of the model about the same. Lastly, there's a factor that allows you to multiply the proportion of people getting the disease who develop severe symptoms. Now, this could be below 1, for example, in particularly affluent or particularly healthy parts of the world. It could be slightly higher than 1. For example, we know that certain ethnic groups are more likely to develop severe symptoms and therefore more likely to die than other ethnic groups. And of course it could be really quite a lot higher for parts of the world where people are suffering from malnutrition or from other sicknesses that are already endemic in the population. So if you change that from 1, you either raise or lower the proportion of people who develop severe symptoms, and that will flow through to alter the proportion of people who go on to die from the disease.